Hey everybody, Basilray from Vape TV, and it's been a while. Again, my life is an absolute circus as of late, but I wanted to put out kind of my thoughts on a device that there's a little bit of controversy around. So we're going to talk today about the Darwin, which you can purchase from from Drew. Purchase it from Drew over at Nhaler, but you can also get it from Brandon and the gang at Evolv. They're the actual makers of the Darwin. So there's been a lot of, I guess, criticism, and I think some of that is, I guess, unfair, or maybe I'm just the oddball out of the bunch. But I will start by saying that the Darwin, it is my favorite PV currently available on the market. I could not live without this. So this is a replacement Darwin, believe it or not, that I just picked up a couple of days ago. So I'd acquired a Darwin and a trade with another ECF forum member, and I had it for a couple of months. He'd had it for a while. Due to the circumstances, kind of which I got it, long story, not going to get into all of the details, but the warranty should not have transferred to me. What had happened, the control arm, which, love it or hate it, and I actually kind of like it, had gotten a lot of juice leaking down it just because I use it constantly, and juice had gotten inside the device. Consequently, it was kind of shorting, so I'd turn it on, it wouldn't turn on. I'd plug it in, close it, open it a couple of times, it would turn on. I could literally, shake it and juice would come out. So had gotten kind of sloppy with it and had an excessive amount of buildup in here. I thought, foolishly, that I could take the 5 screws off the back here, open it up, dry it off, put it back together, screw it back in, and I'd be good to go. Yeah, I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I should have just sent it in. Regardless, I couldn't get it back together. I lost some tiny little spring pieces and such, and I was really bummed. So I contacted Evolv, and I said, here's the deal. I got this. I know I don't have a warranty on it because of how I got it, blah, blah, blah. Can I send it to you and just pay you guys to refurb it, restore it, swap me for a new one, whatever we can work out, would gladly pay. Brandon emailed me back in about 20 minutes, maybe it was a half an hour tops, and just said, hey, I'd love to send you out a new one. Ship that back to me. I'll ship you a new one. He actually overnighted me a brand new Darwin. So that, my friends, is a prime example of best-in-class customer service. Was super excited to get it back. I could not live without the Darwin. I really couldn't. This is my daily use device. When I go to work in the morning, maybe I'll grab a feeder mod of some sort or a mod with a tank just for driving. Other than that, all I use is the Darwin. Get home at night, all I use is the Darwin. Sitting here at my desk, just dripping, trying new juices, doing what I do. This is my favorite PV. So, a couple of things. I know Scott has got a bit of flack from the Darwin lovers for a couple of things he said in the video. And, I don't agree with him. I mean, I'm not going to give him a hard time or anything. But I actually really like the button. Mine on both of them has been nice and clicky. It is a little wiggly. You can kind of hear it rattle. It's a little wiggly, but I like it. The way it works, it's actually a piece of metal. So it comes over, bends up, bends back down. So it kind of makes a little hump or U. And that presses on a tiny little electronic button inside here. My button, I've never had a misfire with it. I really actually like the button. It's got nice feedback for me. So for me, I like the button. The form factor, at first when I saw pictures of the Darwin, I said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Once I actually got one in my hands, I realized that I love the form factor. Whereas, I work in corporate America, so being able to carry around a big tube mod of some sort, it's always going to look like I've got a roll of quarters in my pocket. But the Darwin, the nice thing, I can fold the arm down, I've got nothing sticking out, and I can slip it in my pocket. Nobody's ever going to know it's in there. I can grab it, quick pull it off. It's not going to fire in my pocket. I can open it up, take a quick hit in the stairwell, around the corner, at my desk. I can puff on it, pocket it. Nobody's ever going to know I've got it on me. So it's very, I guess in that way, stealthy for me. I actually do really like the form factor. It just feels comfortable in the hand. I usually end up holding it kind of like this with an index finger, or the other way with an index finger here on the button. And looks great, works great. It's very solid aluminum casing. So overall, the shape actually doesn't bother me. I thought it would before I ever got one in my hands, but I like it. The control arm, small point of contention here. Well, really two. So on the first one, I'd gotten lots of leakage inside. I think the gang at Evolv has cleaned up some of the leakage back in, and I know with this one they included a sealed 510 to 510. Part of that is the way is to help with the actual adapter on the device, or the connection on the device. Some of that I think is just to keep some leakage off of there. The one thing that's a bummer is that you can't slip a drip shield over this and get it to close without kind of putting a little bit more force than you want, kind of back against the control arm. You could, I suppose, over time snap it off. You know, you can't use tanks on it, which is fine by me. This for me is the perfect dripping device. I love it. It is my main PV. My Silver Bullet doesn't see a whole lot of use. My Pro-Vari almost never sees use now that I've gotten the Darwin. For me, I love it. I love the form factor. It's easily concealable. And something else too, I mean, it remains to be said, or well, needs to be said, doesn't remain, but needs to be said. You don't need to buy a battery, chargers, that kind of stuff. If by the off chance that you need more than just the one mini USB cable that it comes with, you can go onto eBay, you can get a car charger, a wall charger, and another USB cable shipped to you for between $3 and $5 to your door. So that versus the expense of batteries and chargers and such is a big win, I think, for someone looking to get simply into a new mod. Now I have this right now set at 11.2 watts. Maybe now you know why I went through the first one. 11.2 watts, which is going to be about 6.4 volts, 1.4 amps, because this is an IO6 3.5 ohm 306 atomizer from Vape. I usually can be quoted as saying 6 volts is for suckers. With an atomizer that's over 3 ohms in resistance, it's cash money. For me, with this, we're talking about battery and such, I can fire this up in the morning. If this is the only device that I use all day, it will easily make it from morning to bed. I vape between 5 and 7 mils a day, and I generally have this set no lower than 10.5, no higher than 11.5. I'm kind of in that range where I really like things, and I get great battery life. So no complaints in terms of the battery life. The ability to just throw in a mini USB cable when I'm sitting at my desk at work, in the car, back here at home in front of my computer, whatever it might be, is a big win for me. It's concealable. It's the most sophisticated PV that you can currently buy on the market, just with the variable wattage. And I literally love the Darwin. So great service from Evolv. You're going to get good service from Drew, by all accounts. But you'll have to end up dealing with Evolv if you need to get it swapped out. Brandon, I have no doubts will take care of you. He absolutely bent over backwards for me. And I'm a really big fan. I'm excited to see what Evolv comes out with next. So those are my thoughts on the Darwin. Not the typical, like, let's get close in and look at it, because this is not the newest kid on the block. The rest of it's been well documented. So, again, until next time, please take care.